a custody showdown, a bomb scare, and a mother coming undone. Coming up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Well, hey, y'all. We haven't seen you in a while. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV's Dishin' Days, where we give you a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tony Marr, and I am joined by my wonderful co-host. We're going to start with the guy whose hair is higher than the Empire State Building.
It's big.
Oh, we were talking about you.
It's big.
It's big.
It's huge.
It's not that big.
Lorraine Love. I mean, I am Lorraine Love.
You are Lorraine Love.
Mark J Freeman in the house.
And of course, we have the ever so dapper.
Oh, me?
Your hair's getting long.
I know, I'm growing some hair out, folks. Yeah. Matthew Evan Paine.
All right.
Sasquatch here next to me.
And, of course, in our booth today, we don't have Alexis. Hello, Alexis, wherever you are. But we have Steve. Hi, Steve. How are you?
It's all right. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. He wasn't expecting us to introduce him, but he fell right on in. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, we're going to brush right through this because we spent a lot of our time talking with Guy Wilson, and now we have to tell you about the week of days. And
Well, should I just get mine out of the way? Billy Flynn, Billy Flynn, Billy Flynn, Billy Flynn, Billy Flynn.
And
it was worth sacrificing some Dishin' Days time to talk to Mr. Guy Wilson.
It was.
I must say, what a fantastic.
Yeah, it was a hoot.
Yeah.
He was a hoot.
He was a hoot.
And candid. I loved
very
it.
candid.
Yeah. Loved it.
I liked it. I liked it too.
I left it.
I left it.
I left it a lot.
Don't forget, guys.
And we learned that Matthew Evan Paine stalks him at the grocery store.
And Starbucks.
And Starbucks.
Yeah.
Stalker.
He was like, oh, you're
Stalker. I don't even do that to Billy Flynn.
Yeah, you do.
That we know about.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
At the end of our show, we are going to announce our wonderful contest where you guys can win these lovely 3 books by the one and only Miss Allison Sweeney. We're giving them away as a set, but stay tuned after the show to find out how you can be the winner.
Daquan, we're not just sending them to you, Daquan. You gotta earn them.
Exactly. And don't forget to follow us on all social media
I
platforms.
might take these home with me. Catch up on some Allison Sweeney reading.
So if the binding is broken when you receive that, we apologize in advance.
I'll write a book report.
If you see an imprint of Matthew Evan Paine's wine-induced face smashed up against page 3, that's why.
What did you guys think of this week?
I liked it.
I liked it.
I thought this week was good.
I liked it.
I feel awful when I have to actually do this, but
You can say it.
yeah.
Say it, because I know Billy.
Yeah.
I know Tony's gonna say it too, because it's true.
Billy gave a killer performance this week. It was amazing.
Killer, exactly. Put me to sleep. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He was great.
As his
I love how Billy Flynn does anger.
He's, dare I say it, perfection.
Dare I say it? Of course you're gonna say
but
it.
his performances are perfection.
He is.
Yeah.
He really is making everybody else really step up their game.
Well, before this turns into the Billy Flynn show, it's now time to start Dishin' Days. Alrighty. So getting right into it.
We have the Brady, Teresa, Summer, Tate kidnapping storyline.
I think the most important thing about this storyline
is Summer's new hair.
Is that Summer is now a brunette.
Yes. Well, she looks good as a brunette.
I know she did.
Good.
And it took me a second. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I like it.
I feel like that's actually her natural hair color.
I think it is.
And
She
she
looks
so
dyed
much
her
better
hair for
darker.
Summer. Yeah.
We saw her at the Daytime Emmy Awards,
Yes, and she
I
was
had
beautiful.
to I had to double take because she was that color that that you saw her this week. Mm-hmm. She looks gorgeous.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I you guys know I'm a fan with open arms.
Already, we just started the show,
But-
and let's just get it out of the way. Maxine's son. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. But I honestly really don't know where they're going with this whole like kidnapping Tate storyline.
Well, the more they talk about it being Summer, the more you know that it's not Summer, which is just like common sense.
You know who I
Right.
think it is? I thought it might be Kristen last week. I'm starting to think maybe Victor is playing a part in this.
You really think so?
I did.
It crossed my mind a few times this week.
Yeah, I did think that too.
But it didn't cross my mind. It really made me wonder, okay, what is what is the rest of Summer's story? Because now it's brought out that, she's a con artist and everything like that. And I'm still, is she or is she not Maggie's actual daughter?
I don't think she really is.
Like, she's just playing the part, right?
I don't think we found that out yet, though.
Right.
But I think Maggie still thinks that Summer's her daughter.
Right.
But I think it will be revealed that
maybe she's not and it was a con.
And I would like to think that Summer is working for Kristen. I just would love to see Eileen Davidson back, reprising her role. But it did cross my mind because when Teresa started having her flashbacks and Victor was around when Teresa woke up from the park bench snooze, the first time, I thought to myself, interesting. And then Brady said something about the door is never unlocked, and I thought to myself, I wonder who would have keys to their home. Perhaps it would be Victor.
Well, now that you say Victor, the fact that she fell asleep the first time, she wasn't maybe drinking the protein shake, but maybe that made him think like, oh, maybe if I knock her out again, then I don't know. I still can't point the finger at Victor. I still can't point the finger at Victor. I don't think Victor has anything to do with it.
I have a feeling it's one of those things with Days of Our Lives where you can feel it's just about to all explode in the best possible way. I think we're going to get everything we're hoping for.
I hope so.
Me too. Because I think there's a lot that
You think we are?
I do. I think that we need to find out about Summer, who she is, if she's Maggie's daughter.
Before she goes to Monte Carlo.
Who stole Tate? Who drugged Teresa?
Well,
I don't know if I said that yet.
Not yet. But who was the Dominique girl that showed up at Summer's door and was like, do you have what we asked, what we requested? Or do you have what we requested? And then that was
Thomas,
it.
Or are they?
No, they were Tate. They were talking about Tate.
I think that's what they want us to think. Again, I don't think that is. It's like the mainstream media. They'll show you what they want you to think, and then it's not really what's going on.
I don't know. I feel like it's such a weird storyline, but give it up for Jen Lilly this week. Like, she was
Did you see
amazing
my tweet
this week.
About Jen? I think that the scenes with Jen, Martha Madison, and Eric Martzoff are like Emmy worthy, or at least worthy of a nomination. Jen's delivering. Martha was excellent. They just were all so good.
They were all really good, yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gripping. And then you had the Billy, which we'll get to in a minute, but the Billy scenes with Jennifer. So good. People were just on their game this week.
Yeah.
Mark will credit it to Billy Flynn.
We've already done that.
Really should be. Well, let me just say,
just under your breath.
This was an interesting. Cheryl just wrote in the chat room, which I think is an interesting idea for the storyline, is that it's the nanny working for Victor. The nanny.
Right,
remember that?
Because that little clip.
There was a scene where she interacts with it, and she's like, "Don't tell me what I can do with my child."
Well, I kind of feel like any mother would be like, "Listen, you're just the nanny. Be that. Like, you're not going to tell me when you spend time with my son."
I felt like when I wanted to say Eric, when Brady comes back and says that they got the results back and that there was something in her drink. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm not even a detective or a police officer or anything near that. I've never worked security a day in my life. But my first thought is, who had access to the kitchen? Like, and the fact that conversation never came up, it's like somebody had to have gotten into the house to put that
going
into
to be
her.
One of those flashback scenes, like you said, they're going to show us what we...
Yeah.
And then do the big reveal.
Right. But just the fact that they're not even talking about that kind of annoys me. But I do think everyone's doing a great job, and I did think that this week, seeing Philip and Chloe and Belle and Sean and Brady and Teresa and Billy, I was like, this is and Nicole, like, this is the new generation of Days of Our Lives. These are the people that should be front burner, telling the story, interacting. They're the best of the best. Like, I just feel like they're just, and the fact that so many of these people are not going to be on the canvas anymore is just really annoying, because I do think that if they focused on them and those storylines.
And I'd be happy chilling out on not bringing in so many new people and letting us focus on the people that we're like we're starting to invest in, and then they pull them from us. Yeah. Like, for me personally, and I've said it before, like for me it took a minute to warm up to Belle, and as soon as I opened up and let her in, they ripped her from us. And like, Philip took a minute for me, and Sean, and it's like all of them are leaving, and now we're invested because they've been with us for over a year.
Well, of course, yeah. You always get invested in these characters. I think, but I mean, one character that I don't think anyone really particular care for, unfortunately, was Summer.
I think because now it's starting to spice up, and it's like, now I want to know more.
We'll see, but I feel they should have done this part earlier.
Way earlier.
And I think we would have been a little more invested in like her story and her background. But I felt like they
spent too much time faffing about with Maggie's daughter. Like it was
the
a great
Maggie's daughter and the whole heart and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, this all comes back to blaming Daniel.
Or crediting Billy, one or the other.
Well,
dumb. What do we think of Teresa's press conference where she was like, "I'm offering $1 million to anyone that can bring him back"?
That was almost the disaster moment of the week. Just the screen and the logo. I was, somebody turn on Titan TV.
Yeah.
It should have been Roman who was like,
you guys are
I think he said skiddly bop.
He did say skiddly bop. No, well, I just with this storyline, and especially this week, I love just how Teresa has been, and especially vocalizing like you're still sticking up for this woman who is a con artist and who has now kidnapped our baby, and you're still trying to make her look good. Like Teresa, like the old Teresa is kind of creeping back, and she's just like she's completely had it with this.
Well, and the other thing that I was really glad that they brought up, Cheryl just mentioned it too, was that because when they first showed Belle with Teresa and they were talking about it, in my head I kept going, how can you not be talking about Claire right now? And then 2 minutes later they started talking about Claire and her being kidnapped. So I was glad that they did that. I was glad that got a mention, that came up. So.
Yeah.
Martha and Jen had unbelievable chemistry together. Yeah. And I love how there was one scene where it was Jen, Martha, and Eric. I'm just calling them by their real names. And
Billy. And
Martha put her hand behind Brady, and she was like, how can you say that, Teresa? It just was so believable to me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's so invested in what's going on, and everyone wants the kid back.
Of course.
And to find out who it was. Victor, to me, I love Victor. He is great for a laugh, and he's an excellent actor, but the way that Victor is carrying on and like really kicking Teresa while she's down upset me.
Yeah.
Like, we understand you hate her. You've made it loud and clear. You've called her a whore. You have belittled her in front of Maggie, in front of Brady, anyone who he can put her down to. And I think he went way overboard because she's pretty much a grieving mother right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's feeding into the idea that it is Victor that is behind all this.
I still don't see it, but we'll see. I could be proven wrong.
Well, we'll see.
And Maggie was another one that was trying to defend Summer and being like, my daughter would never do anything like that.
Yeah, she may be a what is it? She may be a
con artist.
She may be a con artist, but she's not a bad person. Like Maggie, no, not falling for it.
Some in that. Never mind. I can't say that.
Okay.
So that's that. We'll see how that develops. Everyone is on the case and trying to find Tate and trying to find all the clues and everything like that. So
I like that Teresa was like, if someone wanted to steal the richest baby in Salem, they could have gone after.
Why did they go after Thomas?
Yeah.
Why they have to take Tate?
Yeah. How dare they?
That was funny.
What's next?
So moving on to the Rafe, Aiden, Hope storyline. Okay, so let me tell you the thing that aggravated me.
I'm gonna take a nap now.
Oh, you are so awful. You know what? You do have time to take a nap, because let me tell you the thing that, like, stop it. Let me tell you the thing that totally made me upset this week was seeing that bomb and the fact that he started it an hour and 30 minutes. You have an hour and 30 minutes to escape, and you mean to tell me we're down to 6 minutes?
Why don't you
and you
just
still
kill him?
haven't?
And she was in there at like 28 minutes and didn't call
the bomb squad
until 6 minutes. I'm like, and don't even get me started with the time frame,
girl,
like what's actually happening.
Girl.
I was here. Okay, so
I just kept going. Please blow up. Please blow up. Please blow up.
Here's
take Hope with you.
Here's what I.
And if Aiden ran in now, I wouldn't be upset either.
No, kill them and the story.
The whole thing with now Aiden's lie has been exposed, and he's been exposed as a liar, and all that kind of stuff.
Him in the face. I was like,
first of all, I died when that door opened, and she went. My first thought was
like, "You're under arrest," and he was like,
"Hope."
Yeah.
But my first thought was, why does everyone keep beating up Aiden? Clyde beat him up. Yeah. He got in a fight with someone else, and now Hope. I'm like, and that's the man you're in love with?
It's because Aiden's a little bitch.
Yeah. He's a smart lawyer, but he's not really smart at like lying, which is really weird. But again, we had this moment again. How did you guys feel when he confessed his lies? Because I had the same feeling of when it was revealed that he was trying to kill Hope.
How did I feel?
I had that same feeling.
I don't care anymore.
Well, I was just kind of like, here again, this is now the third time you've tried to make him out to be a certain way, but now this time it's going to stick. Because the first time was when the whole thing about his wife and that
he's a liar. I've said it from the beginning. He's a liar.
And then he did all these lies, and then it was trying to kill her.
Because I'm going to defend that.
Defend what? Which
the wife storyline, because he was lying for a legitimate reason because of his son.
No, what I'm saying
to protect him.
No, what I'm saying is that the show tried to make him look crazy and dangerous and then cleared it up. And then still made him this underlining bad guy. Cleared it up again by saying, "Oh no, it was a doppelganger." But then he gets back and the first thing he does is says, "Oh, I was switched out during the proposal." And it's like, why didn't you just say, "You know what? Yes, but I couldn't do it because I was so in love with you, and they knew that I couldn't do it, and so they switched me out at the last minute to try to it would have went boom, and then I would have totally bought this whole Hayden storyline from here on out."
Passionate, Tony?
I mean, I'm just saying. When it comes to Hope and Aiden, I feel like they did all this, the whole montage of them dancing and the eyebrow and all that kind of stuff, and then they tried to make him cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. He wasn't cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but he was scheming. And then we thought and then he came back. Like, it's just too much. Make him one way.
Two things I noticed. I thought about you for both of them was she did a double eyebrow raise this week. Did you see it?
I don't know. I tend to drift off and get my pizza rolls.
And she did a face plant into her hands, and they were all the same color.
Were they really? Oh, maybe they're getting my notes.
Because Mark
I send notes now.
You send notes to them directly.
To NBC. I'm like, these are my notes from this week.
Dear Albert, Alar, and Greg
giving these out. They would never come on the show if I actually did that. Ever.
Wow.
I wanted to say, Tony Plain in the chat room, this isn't the Aiden storyline, but the storyline before. She says that Summer had a key to their apartment as well when she stayed with them. But I don't know if that's true, but I'll give you a shout out there since you mentioned that.
I mean, that could be true.
By the way, side note off all of this, how great was the Guy Wilson interview? Like, I'm still flying high.
We're going back to that? I mean, I loved it. Don't get me wrong. But I also want to read this comment, too, that somebody's saying, it's Brandon.
Are you going back to something?
No, this is the Aiden storyline. Brandon, Big B, 3196, says maybe maybe the storyline with the wife, the wife and Chase is a lie, too. So maybe that's all. There's more going to be unveiled. I don't know.
Can we have a sound effect? Can we have something?
For what? Me hitting you? Why don't I just hit you?
Whatever.
You'll hit me like open it.
Oh, and side note.
Thank you.
Okay. Side note. Okay, so now Hope is back in love with Rafe with that little kiss that they did. And
I don't even care.
And that's what I'm saying.
I genuinely don't care.
But we still gotta talk about it. But what made me giggle was when he tried to savor the kiss as if like he was about to die, and he was just like, I'm like, what are you doing? This isn't like the last bit of like chocolate that you're gonna have.
Didn't even notice.
Oh, you were getting pizza rolls.
Some weeks I search for a disaster, and other weeks they just come
out on a platter.
They come out on a platter.
With a dancing showgirl.
The last, also not a disaster, but when Sean Douglas pulled up in the cruiser with the lights, that I swear they're the same lights from Ben's apartment.
Well, when he pulled up, first of all, when he pulled up in the cop car, I'm like, really? Like, I feel like you're so plain clothes. Like, you wouldn't have an actual cop car. You would have a regular
like a town car.
Yeah,
something.
with like the little light on top of it.
By the way, something that I failed to mention last week that keeps crossing my mind is: does anyone notice how JJ keeps going from police officer to detective?
I can't. I can't.
Maybe he keeps getting promoted and demoted.
I can't. I get they write a lot of crap. And I don't mean crap like they write a lot of bad stuff. But I'm saying I get that they're writing a lot. But at the same time, I don't feel like that should be an excuse to just let these silly, stupid things interfere. Like, then you know what I mean? Like, you get paid a lot of money to do this. Do it.
Angry much?
I'm just saying. Let's move on to Billy Flynn, because I'm done with this.
Can we have that same sound effect, Steven?
Well,
I can say Shisa.
You can. Well, speaking of Billy Flynn.
Yes, knocked it out of the ballpark. Take me out to the bug game. He knocked it out of the ballpark. He was fantastic. Doug and Julie really kind of annoyed me. Jennifer really kind of annoyed me.
Too.
I was just like...
Doug was like, if you get louder, then you're out of here.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah. that was a perfect representation.
Yeah, it really was.
And she said Julie said something, and she leaned in.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's just ridiculous. Like, they're egging Jennifer on and all that. I'm just like... And I think Billy or Chad said it right. He was like, "You're just upset that you don't have Abigail, and you're trying to take my baby because you don't have your baby anymore." And I was, as soon as he said it, I'm like, "Yep, that's it."
This was exactly what's going on. This is what I heard during the argument. She was like. He was like, you're an addict and alcoholic, and she was like, you're a Demera, and like that was the whole fight.
Yeah, I know, and I was just like, it's like. And he even didn't he say? He said, "I knew you were going to say that."
Yeah,
didn't he say?
I was waiting. Like pretty much, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Right.
And I don't know. I'm done.
This is.
And Sierra and Claire. About the because it says Chad, Jen, Abigail, and Sierra, and Claire called Sierra out at the beginning of the week about being in love with Chad.
Oh yes.
So. Claire said to Sierra...
Claire's so real.
Claire said to Sierra, admit it, you're in love with him. And Sierra's response was, I love him. And which I am kind of glad she didn't say I'm in love with him, because I've kind of been saying that all along. I'm not sure that she is in love with him. I'm fighting for it that it is just love.
I feel like it is, and we've all done it. We've all had some sort of crush on someone that was a bit older.
Right.
And thought that it could turn into something.
Yeah.
And I think this is what we're seeing with Sierra.
And it's very real.
It's very real.
Right.
For her.
I don't have an issue with that.
No.
I don't have an issue with her crush on Chad.
I will have an issue if they're trying to
crush on Chad.
I will have an issue if they make Chad play into it.
Right, that's where I would have an issue.
That's where I have an issue. But
and he's not.
He's not. But you know what's funny is that
he's aware of it.
Well, I don't know if
I like your vest, Tony.
Thanks. I'm fashionable. I feel like sometimes it feels like he is playing into it, but you know what it is? It's those moments where when we do have a crush on someone and maybe they lean over or they do something, it makes us think.
You read into it.
Oh my God, they're in love with me.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you.
Matthew leans into me all the time.
Oh, I know. That's why you guys are. If you guys notice on Twitter, there's always photos of them, but there's never any photos of me. I really think on this side of the table. Exactly. Thank you. I really think there's something going on this side.
Photos and essentially he's not
cut me out.
We eliminate Tony from them. Well, we wait till he goes to the bathroom. We try to because we don't want
even go to the bathroom.
And then it's just we're on this side of the table and we're like, oh, showtime. Let's take a picture.
Yeah. And believe it or not, it's a pretty big table. I mean, he's all the way over there.
It's very deceiving.
Okay, you know what? Let me show you how far away I am from them. I literally.
It's far.
And look at that.
And look, he's still coming toward us.
Far. That's not far.
Steven in the booth is like, what?
Steven's like, stop moving.
It's not far. Okay.
Sorry,
anyway, so I was very annoyed by the whole Jen going after custody of Thomas. I thought
wrap it up, folks. I
thought it came out of nowhere. I thought it doesn't make sense, and there's no reason for that.
And I think somebody in the chat room said this too. And the fact that, this is what I actually thought was going to be said first, was, why don't I stay here? Why don't I come help? Why doesn't she? I mean, it's a mansion. There's room. Like, couldn't Jennifer just come stay in the mansion and help out if that's really the case?
Another note. It's like, we understand how big this place is supposed to be. They embellish it so much to the point where it's like, no one's home is this big. It's like the tunnels and the guest house and any other
This is the Mara compound.
Right.
Yeah. Compound.
Yeah. Meanwhile, our studio is bigger than the room that they choose to shoot in.
Right. Well, listen.
For the...
You know why? Because Burbank Studios is not as big as the DeMera compound.
The DeMera
compound.
One more time, Tony. The
Compound.
DeMera
Compound. Yeah.
I love you, Tony. Tony's my Chad.
Oh, hey!
Marion Wallace said that. Oh,
hey, Marion Wallace, thank you.
If you read her comment like 3 before that, she's like, I'm plastered on wine. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
So mean. All right, so I guess we'll see, what's going to happen with this. Oh, and
Jennifer's a B word.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So
nice.
And then this whole search with Abigail and the fact that Andre obviously has something to do with it because he I feel like he's like planting
the airline,
the whole airline thing and the plane going down, and add her to the list of people, but it can't be. Oh my God! I pulled a U. He was like, it can't. It has to be clever, but not that clever because she's not that smart. She's like Jenny Thomas, perfect, and I was just like. That's really funny. Yeah. That was a good moment. Yeah. So we'll see how all of that transpires.
And JJ.
Oh,
JJ's being a jerk. I know that everyone is fragile because Abigail's gone missing, and I know that JJ just wants to know where she is. But like, she's not with Chad. He's not hiding her away, and I think it's a little ludicrous to insinuate that she might be there.
Well, the problem is that none of them trust each other. Jen and JJ don't trust Chad.
Right.
Chad,
never have, really.
Chad kind of doesn't trust them. And it's like at the end of the day, if you realize all 3 of you are doing the same thing, everyone's trying to find Abigail.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why everyone's making it such a big deal. Yeah. She crazy. She gone.
Yeah.
She cuckoo fuck puffs.
I have little patience for waiting. I just want Abigail to come back. I just want to see the new Abigail.
It's September, October?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I feel like I saw something saying when she was. If you guys know in the chat room, just throw it in the chat room there real quick. I'm just curious. I feel like I saw it somewhere when she's going to start airing.
I'm just excited to see her.
The new Abigail?
I just want to see how they do it.
She's got a reel online, girl. You can go check it out.
I'm being patient, a patient fan.
Oh, okay.
All
right.
Don't you dare take my shtick. I'm just kidding. You can have it.
All right.
So moving on. We're now into tidbits. So Deimos, Nicole, Kate, and Dario. How about that confession that Deimos made walking into
regarding Kate?
Yeah, like I thought for sure he was gonna be like, yeah, she tried to kill me, but he was just like. No, it was just an accident. I was drunk. I stumbled.
Yep. Well, we did get married, but we've decided to dissolve it or whatever.
To annul it.
And Nicole, I feel, was left hung out to dry.
November.
Perfect.
No.
Sweeps.
That's what I think too.
Smart.
Our Melvin fan, I said November.
Well, I don't think Nicole was hung out to dry. I think it was just basically like, no, Nicole had nothing to do with it. Kate's dumb. And I'm silly for being really drunk and falling off of a cliff.
Yeah.
Or a steep hill.
Yeah.
Steep hill.
He said a cliff?
He did say cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was that. And then also Dario accepted Eduardo's offer to
run TBD.
To run Club TBD.
I just love Nicole. I just love that interaction with her, and she was like, "Be nice."
Yeah.
Like it was just cute.
I actually
like that. Just genuinely cute.
Did they offer Nicole to redecorate?
Redecorate,
yeah.
Which I kind of hope they do. I just love I do love a new set from time to time.
Yes. I mean,
I want the Brady pub back. Like I don't want the booth anymore. Like I like that they brought the pub back.
Yeah.
Like it's the Brady pub. Like that's like one thing you're just not gonna get tired of seeing.
Yeah.
Leave it up.
Yeah.
Have scenes in there. We're okay with that.
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
I'm not sure.
It was also very funny to see, like, when Dario was talking to Eduardo and Nicole was just kind of sitting there like, did anyone else notice that?
I feel like we're going to finish the show before the hourglass.
We will.
What happened?
We only got 10 minutes left.
What did I miss?
Nicole's sitting there while Eduardo and Dario were talking, and she was just kind of like looking up. So like she was kind of in the shot, but not. I just thought that was funny. All right, so I mean,
And
so
then
that's that.
The institution scenes with Sierra and Chase, where they had it out with each other a little bit, or she had it out with him a little bit.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either.
I can tell you're annoyed, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. At first, I was like, what's going on? But then after I thought about it, I was like, no, she is kind of giving him a taste of his own medicine. So I was kind of glad that she got it out. I think she needed to do that. Like
Yeah,
a therapist.
I like how
I think she needed to do it.
But how many more times is she gonna have to go off on him?
Until she gets it out of her system. I think he deserves it as many times as she wants to give it to him.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? At this point, smack him.
Yeah.
Smack him, punch him, do something to get it out.
I think it says it in next week's script.
I like that he was telling her to stop, and she was like, I asked you to stop.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I thought that was good. I did like that. And I love that the guard was just like, I ain't helping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, nope.
I don't care. This is your fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like I was a little annoyed because I'm like, I understand she needs to get it out, but I mean, how many more times are you going to have it out with him? I'm sorry, I'm still just going to say it. I know that what he did was wrong, but I feel like the after effects that have happened to Chase just makes him seem like such a sad character. You know what I mean? Like the kid who can't catch a break. You know what I mean? But
I almost feel like they've got to do something with him to make him redeemable.
Yes.
Like I'm waiting to see how this is going to play out.
But
because I said from the beginning this is going to be a hard one. I mean, not that they haven't done it before, because even my boy Jack, had one of these scenes a long time ago. Mm. But we'll see what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
On General Hospital, Luke Spencer raped Laura and was able to redeem himself as one of the most beloved.
Yeah.
Was one of the most beloved characters in daytime history, so I think they can do it. And I actually think Todd Manning on One Life to Live raped Marty Saybrook, and I think he ended up redeeming himself. So I think it's possible for Chase to redeem himself. I just don't think that we're there yet. I think that Chase has a lot of work to do to win us back and Sierra and Hope.
So here's, I meant to ask this during the Aiden and Hope storyline. If it's done, let's say it is, and he has to move on, who do we pair Aiden with next?
Andre.
Aiden?
Bring back
Can I
the
get
game!
a real answer from you, please?
I'm trying to think
It's
of
clearly the other side of the table.
Well, if it were Aiden, I don't care enough about Aiden to.
But who would you be okay with him being with?
Summer.
Okay, so I'm not getting any honest answers out of
No,
these two.
honestly, actually, okay, Summer. I mean, they're both con artists.
No.
They could be like a Bonnie and Clyde.
It's going to be something off the wall like Blanca. Because Rafe has the.
No.
I think Blanca's going to
I
end up
hope
with
it's
Dario,
Blanca
to
just
be
because
honest
you
with
both
you.
said no.
I mean, who else? Kate. She's too powerful and controlling for him.
He's a little wimp.
Yeah, whatever.
A liar and a wimp.
Aiden can move out. All right, so moving along. Really quick.
Oh yeah. So the only other thing was really was Philip giving Chloe the recording contract
And Claire.
and her coming in. Was that this week she sang?
Yeah.
Why did they record it? Like she sings. Like she's a good singer. Like we couldn't do a take with the live.
It was. I was so upset.
It's like I would rather you just do it off camera then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like I just don't understand that. I don't understand it.
Do you think that does Nadia play piano? She does, doesn't she?
Well, she said she
Vincent probably played it for her.
She said she can play keys. She can play notes. Like usually most singers can they know how to to do a little
Maybe
bit.
that's why.
And I think she said that. But yeah, she played a lot better than she.
Well, what about Claire? What about her record contract?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. She at least if hers is recorded, it sounds real.
Yeah. I think so. For some reason,
I feel like Claire's singing live. I feel like they were like cue music from the '80s. Action.
Yeah. Well, it didn't sound like. I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard Nadia sing before, it didn't sound like what I thought she would sound like.
Right.
I mean, I know she has a more operatic voice.
That wasn't her voice, was it?
But I think it was.
Yeah,
I'm guessing it was.
Fans,
but I feel like it was like.
In the chat
I
room?
think it was.
I feel like it's her album, like the album she just dropped, and they're like, "Oh, cue up track 3." You know what I mean? Let's do it. Let's sing it. Do a Britney Spears. You know, you got this, girl.
Well, that has been your week of days, and we are now going into our segments, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! That's right. All right, so, oh my God, I've been going around and round as to who should get the 3 Snaps Award. So, at first I thought that it would go to the piano. Because that's about the only thing that's getting any action these days. I thought about giving it to Teresa for just a fantastic week. But then sitting here, I remembered who I was more of a front runner for the 3 Snaps Award, because this person was so great at their job, and they actually really just didn't care what was happening in front of them.
Is it going to be you again?
Nope. I'm going to give it to the security guard at the mental institution who could give 2 shits about the Sierra and Chase fight, who literally stood there.
Well deserved.
Literally stood there, was featured background, no lines, no anything, and was literally seeing 2 people arguing. He was just like, my name is Ben, and I ain't in it.
Yeah.
So, my 3 Snaps Award goes to the security guard at the Mental Institute, who basically stood there and said, y'all can fuss and fight and kill each other for all you care. I'm still making $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
3 Snaps Award for that.
Yeah.
All right, so, with the flashing lights and sirens blazing, that's usually a great signal that it's now time for the Disaster Moment of the Week.
I like that.
You're welcome.
You need to record that.
I know.
Time. I've been here long enough.
You're right. You know what? It was touch and go, but I think
It was not touch and go.
it was touch and go. And no, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. Okay, my disaster moment of the week is something that Mark just touched upon, and that is the Brady Pub booth. How everyone managed to be seated in the exact same booth. This is Brady Pub, folks. I know I said that I love a new set from time to time, but you can't rob us of the Brady Pub. You can't rob us of the DeMera Mansion front room.
The Horton House. You know, like those are staples.
The Kyriakis Mansion. Can't do it.
We're okay with that.
I don't need to see a corner. I need to see the entire pub. But the fact that they all coincidentally sat at the same table in that large pub, not going to happen. So that is my disaster moment of the week.
There you have it. And now it is time for...
It's coming.
Go ahead. Now it's time for...
Quote of the week.
There it is.
Nice.
There it is. It was muted. My quote of the week, and this may not be an exact quote because I wrote it
How dare
after
you.
I left. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to write it down.
How dare you.
But I think it's pretty spot on. It was actually
So
it's going
unprofessional.
to Billy Flynn. Billy Flynn. I know. And it's not
Surprise,
and it's not
surprise.
for the wit of it. It was for the how perfect it was.
wit
Like the
of it.
one line that was like, okay, that was the line for the week. And it was when he said to Jennifer, what court in their right mind would give you my child? Spot on. Like, it's like, dude, like you're a month.
Oh, wait, what was it?
When he says, what court in their right mind would give you custody of my child?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, come on. Like,
It's so-
and
it's
it was
so
so
right.
true. And as soon as he said it, I was like, thank you.
But even Doug and Julie mentioned it, which is more aggravating because you're going to give her this advice or fight for custody, but then you know she's unstable.
And Julie tried to backpedal, by the way. Did anyone catch that?
Oh, she
said,
kept
"Are
doing
you
it.
sure you want to?
She would backpedal and then she would go for whatever. So that was my quote of the week.
But when Doug told Chad, you yell one more time and you're out of here.
Why I gotta.
And then he like that's how he did it. He was like, if I hear you yell and you're out of here.
Yeah, and Doug and Julie, why are you going upstairs in Jennifer's house? That's weird.
The Horton House.
They live there now.
Yeah.
They're staying with her.
All right, now it's time for the
My fan of the week. And my fan of the week is a photo.
It me?
If you want to put that photo up. So I saw this on someone's Facebook and I was like, I'm giving him fan of the week just so I can show the world this photo. And Tony put the show together. He's been working so hard to get us good guests. I felt as though he should get fan of the week.
Don't try to.
And we should show this photo.
Don't try to put all that on top. You just wanted to show the photo. Listen, I am proud of the photo. I was cute.
He was working.
I was cute.
I think I had the exact same glasses, by the way.
Are you wearing a ring?
Yeah.
I am. I wore a ring and a watch. Listen, let me tell you, when I was young, Maxine's son, I was a trendsetter. Yeah, that's me, everyone.
I have to say, Diane Lee just said Melissa Reeves and Billy Flynn were awesome, but the story makes no sense. Diane, I beg to differ. I actually think that it was resolved by Billy saying that it was Jennifer wanting her daughter to come back home, which sparked the whole thing. So I think it makes complete sense.
Right. But I feel like then if that is the case, then Jennifer should have been the one instigate, with the idea and the I need this, instead of Doug and Julie telling her to do it. Does that make sense?
I think none of it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with,
All right, so do we have any predictions?
I'm going to predict.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I love a good flashing light. I say it week after week, but I do.
I'm going to predict that Rafe and Hope are dead. You got one prediction?
There's a difference between predictions and what you want to happen. Matthew, any predictions?
I predict that Billy Flynn, Jen Lilly, Melissa Reeves, and Martha Madison will all receive Emmy nominations for this week's performances.
Okay.
All right. We'll see.
I predict that Maxine's son will be in Horton Town Square sometime soon.
And that's probably the only one that's going to come true.
Yep. And before we head out...
you just said Billy's not getting an Emmy nom. Oh, did you hear that, Tony?
I sure did.
Wow. See that, Billy?
Wow.
I'm your favorite co-host now, huh?
All right, so before we head out, as you guys know, a few weeks ago, we had Allison Sweeney come in, and she was so gracious enough to leave a set of her books autographed and signed for you guys to win. And what we're going to do to give these away is that we want to see who is the biggest Allison Sweeney fan. So head over to our Facebook and Instagram, and we will post exactly when everything is due and how to enter. But we want you to show your love for Miss Allison Sweeney. So you can do a video, you can do a poem, you can do a collage.
Roses are red.
Okay, not now.
Yes.
Oh.
And the winner will receive all three of these books. So tomorrow, check out our Facebook and Instagram. We will have details on there.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep. So there's that.
Maybe, as a good sport, Allison will, if you say you won them, she'll tweet you back and say congrats. I don't know that she'll do that, but you can try.
I felt like that's a big promise right there.
Yeah.
I just got nervous.
Congrats on winning.
Me too. All right.
You never know. She might. If you let her know.
You never know. Maybe we'll tweet out the winner.
She's a friend of the show now.
She is. She loved it. All right, and that has been this week of days and AfterBuzz TV's Edition Days. But before we go, Mark.
We've got some news and gossip.
That's right. I'm sorry. We do have news and gossip.
I'll just say mine as I'm going.
No. We do have some quick news and gossip.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
We do.
Okay, so this Saturday, the 23rd, Booze Cruise, as I'm calling
Booze Cruise.
Cruise for
Not
a Cause.
the official name.
Cruise for a Cause. Me, Billy Flynn, Eric Martzoff, Rob Wilson.
Billy Flynn.
And the one and only Billy Flynn. We will be cruising for 5 hours on a boat and talking and making a mess and a mockery of Toronto that they will never, ever invite us back. I do believe there are some tickets left, so if you're a procrastinator, and you know I love procrastinators, you can still get a ticket.
But I feel like she's doing really good deals on these tickets right now, too.
There was something she just posted on like Billy Flynn's Instagram, a discount there and stuff. So if you're still considering it, we would love to have you.
Yeah. Where can they find all the information?
DaytimeStarsEvents.com.
What is it?
DaytimeStarsEvents.com.
What?
daytime stars of
Okay, that's the last one. And before this, as we mentioned, we had the pleasure of sitting down with the wonderful Guy Wilson. If you missed it live, you can catch it later. You can visit our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. Edition Days for the link.
Underscore Edition Days.
Underscore on Twitter. And speaking of Twitter, during this broadcast, we hit 700 followers. So continue to follow us, guys.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yes.
Okay, I saw that and I was like, what? Got 700. So that's great.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, and the link is in our description.
Yes.
As well, just in case. All right, guys, that has been your week of AfterBuzz TV's Edition Days. Before we head out for realsies this time, Mark, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lorraine Love, LORAYNE LOVE.
And you can find your most handsome co-host at Matthew
Lorraine Love,
E. Paine.
LORAYNE
Not being talked over. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Matthew E. Paine.
And of course, you guys can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. All of you daytime soap fans, stick around. This is the beginning of our soap block here on Sundays. So we have GH Report coming up, followed by the Young and the Restless recap, and then Bold and the Beautiful. So stick around. There's so much more to come. We'll see you next week for another wonderful recap of your favorite soap opera Days of Our Lives, AfterBuzz TV's Edition Days. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.